The Caterpillar D7E was something of a revolution when it was first announced in 2008. It was the first Caterpillar track-type tractor with an electric drive. Classic construction models have produced this model of the D7E in the larger than usual scale of 1:24. Included in the packaging is a small bag, and this has a pin for the towing hitch and a small metal tool. As usual, CCM provide high quality packaging with an outer shipping container, and inside that is a presentation box, and when you open that, the model is contained in a couple of polystyrene trays, and here you can see it's wrapped in polythene. There's no assembly to do on the model, and it's perhaps just a pity that there's no information included either on the real machine or about the features of the model. With the model out of the box, the only thing that's needed to do to complete it is to pop in the pin in the towing hitch, and that just drops easily into place. Now, you've probably already got a sense that this is a big model in 1:24 scale, and if we put a CranesEtcTV team member against it, you can see how big it is, and that's a Cat 245 model in 1:48 scale. So it's big, but is it beautiful? Well, we'll start by looking underneath, and you can see that the plates underneath have various details. The tracks and the track frames are all metal, and they really have a sense of robustness because of the large size of this scale. And there's plenty of detailing too in terms of bolt heads, as you can see. At the rear, the frame that holds the towing pin is strongly made. Looking at the engine area, the larger scale allows some finer detailing with good scale handrails. The perforations in the panel are very good, and the hinge is painted so it's not too obtrusive. Because of the model's large scale, more of the interior details of the cab can be seen, and there's even a cat name on the back of the seat. And looking over the driver's shoulder, the cab console looks good. Moving to the front, the main lift cylinder for the blade has lights at the top, and they have good protective guards on. The dozer blade itself is a big metal chunky piece, and it's got anti-wear plates along the bottom edge. So let's turn our attention to the features of this big heavy model. Well, the tracks are too stiff to roll on our smooth test surface, but you can move them around with your hand, and it's a little bit of a stiff mechanism, but it works quite well. The good feature about the tracks is that they've got working rollers both at the top and the bottom. It might be a bit difficult to see that they actually move, but they do. And another interesting feature on the tracks is that they are joined together transversely. So I'll see if I can just kind of move that so you can see, just about see that there. Now that's better. You can see that moving one track, there's a beam that joins the two so that they move. And the track tension is kept with a spring-loaded mechanism, but you can't really take the tracks off because of the attachment to the blade. Turning to the blade, you can raise and lower it, although again the mechanism is very stiff on this model. So it does take a bit of effort to lift it up and lower it, but of course it can then hold any pose that you want to set, but you can't alter the angle of tilt of the blade. There are some other very good features on this model, and that includes opening panels on the engine compartment. Because the doors are a good fit, they are a little bit difficult to open, so you really need a pointer or something to open the doors, or perhaps use the tool that's supplied with the model. And when you get the doors open, there's a really good detailed engine inside. You can see I just pushed the door open on the other side by putting the pointer tool through, and again some different detail, radiator and other kinds of things all visible inside the engine compartment. The next feature is really quite unusual and is made possible by the larger scale, and you've got some opening pieces, and on that side you can see there's some batteries and similar opening pieces on the other side of the cab. And with that done, you can actually tilt the cab right over so that you can see inside where the AC generator is. There's lots of heavy cabling leading into the AC to DC inverter. So some good detail, some very good detail, and an unusual and interesting feature on the model. Because of the large 1:24 scale, this is a big, heavy and impressive model. CCM have given it some good details and features, and although it's relatively pricey, there's a lot of metal for the money and it's highly recommended.